We wish all the women of this country a happy Women's Day, and we urge and appeal to men in this country really to do the right thing, and respect the integrity and the sovereignty of women, and basically to stop the abuse, stop the rape, and stop all of the killings. Let's respect women. Happy Women's Day to all the women of this country. Let's get started. This is not the country that the women of 1956 marched for. That's President Cyril Ramaphosa's comment as he delivered the National Women's Day address in Richmond in KwaZulu-Natal earlier today. He was referring to the country's horrific gender-based violence epidemic that's seen a spike in recent months. Today marks 66 years since the historic Women's March to the Union Buildings in 1956 against brutal apartheid pass laws. ENCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goge joins me now for an update. And Siphamandla, thank you. All right, I believe he would be there, but he's actually right there. Siphamandla, the president addressed naturally the issue of gender-based violence as well as laws meant to combat that. What exactly was said by the president in his address?
Well, he reiterated the call that more needs to be done by law enforcement agencies and prosecutions in this country to ensure that they send a strong and harsh message to those who are found guilty and convicted of gender-based violence crime, cases of rape and murder of women in this country, basically repeating what he said, that the scourge of gender-based violence and femicide in South Africa is just out of control. It's a national crisis. Women are being killed by men in this country. They are not safe anywhere in this country. There are no guarantees that their safety is guaranteed. The President of the Republic saying at the end of the day, the situation and solution lies with men. It's up to them to stop what is happening, calling on law enforcement agencies and the prosecutions to send a very strong message to those who are perpetrators of such crimes, saying it has to come to an end. It cannot continue like this. But the theme for this year's commemoration event was around socio-economic opportunities and rights for women. But now, how do you start to even access those socio-economic opportunities if you are not guaranteed that tomorrow you will be alive? For you to live in an environment that will ensure that you go for those opportunities, first of all, you need to be safe. You need to have some security and assurance that at least tomorrow you will be alive, or if you do happen to pass on, it will be because of natural causes, not because someone decided to rape you and kill you, which is very common in South Africa. This country is one of the most dangerous countries in the world for women. President Cyril Ramaphosa saying at the end of the day, something has got to give, more needs to be done by all stakeholders of the society in dealing with the issue of gender-based violence and femicide. Let's take a listen.
Gender-based violence continues to be a stain on our celebrations today. Hardly a day goes by in South Africa without a report of women being attacked, being violated, or even being killed by men. And this cannot continue, and this has to stop. The women of South Africa have had enough of being afraid. They are afraid to go anywhere. They are afraid to go out after dark. Abantu abaningi besifazane bathi asikwazi ukuphuma uma ilanga selishonile. They are afraid of being attacked in their own homes. They are afraid of being preyed on in the classroom. They are afraid for the safety of their children, even from their own relatives. They are also afraid of being women in South Africa. A number of them have said it is a burden to be a woman in South Africa. This must come to an end. Taking advantage of women must come to an end.
Siphamandla, there's a consistent theme that has resonated in the last few addresses by President Ramaphosa since he welcomed back the triumphant Women Africa Cup of Nations champions, Banyana Banyana. That issue is the issue of the salary disparities and the reward disparities in professional sport, and in particular in as far as it manifests with Banyana Banyana. He raised that issue once again today, didn't he?
Indeed, and it was very clear that the issue of this gap between women and men, particularly, citing that example about Banyana Banyana and their achievement, saying if it was Bafana Bafana, things would have been different, they would have received better pay. But now that it's Banyana Banyana, the situation is not the same, saying that has to come to an end. People must get equal pay for equal work, equal opportunities for both men and women, or rather for both men and women, and people must go for socio-economic opportunities on the basis of them being able to access those opportunities, not on the basis of gender, and not to say because you are a female you will not be able to get this opportunity. And he made that point very clear, to say something has got to give in terms of the gap when it comes to paying women and men. Let's take a listen.
On average, women still earn far less than men. This was shown or thrown into the spotlight with the victory of Banyana Banyana, and I spoke about this, where I found, Uguti, much as we applaud Banyana Banyana, imali abazoyithola is far less than what Bafana Bafana would get if they won the cup. And I said, kufanele ukuthi kupheliswe lokho, kube ne equal pay for equal work. Ngoba it makes no political, no economic, no social sense whatsoever that we remunerate men for equal work that they do with women and remunerate women far less. And lokho we must begin to demonstrate our seriousness about equality between men and women, and we are going to do it.
Lastly, Siphamandla, we wouldn't be having this conversation if we as men in this country respected women and respected their dignity and basically didn't have all of these issues cropping up. And the president making that point once again, that the problems begin with men and men will be key in ending those problems.
There are no two ways about it. That's the only solution. It lies with men. They must stop killing women in South Africa. Women are under siege. They are being killed by men, and it will take men to end the scourge of gender-based violence and femicide in the country. The president driving that point again in saying no matter what happens, you can put in place all the plans and strategies to deal with the issue of gender-based violence. If the mindset of men is not changed, you will continue to have this crisis in the country. It has to start with the attitude of men, the mindset of men, and the willingness of men to stop victimizing, raping, and killing women, as the president explains.
We should not see this as a woman's problem, when it is in fact, this is in fact a problem, Yamadoda. This is a man's problem, and it is a man-made problem. We as men are the ones who are causing these problems that make the women of our country to be afraid to walk in the streets, to walk in the pathways of our rural areas. It is a problem of men who have no respect for women, who feel that they can do whatever they like with their girlfriends or their partners because they buy them airtime, they buy them food, they buy them clothes or groceries. It is a problem of men who lack the maturity to accept the end of a relationship and hunt down their ex-wives or ex-girlfriends and even kill them in the process. It is a problem of men who think that culture, custom, and religion empowers them to hit their wives, their sisters, their daughters, and some of them to even hit their own mothers.
All right, Siphamandla, let's leave it there. That's ENCA's Siphamandla Goge. Earlier on, he was in Richmond in KwaZulu-Natal covering that main address, Women's Day address by President Cyril Ramaphosa.